drinking wouldn't have allowed me to explore this other area of me and kind of was keeping me at this level. Like drinking, when you're drinking a lot, never elevates you. It never progresses you forward. All it does is just keep you here. Keeps you here. You know, you never have heard anybody ever say that I am really glad I started drinking again. Nobody's ever said that because there's no reason to be glad if you've stopped and you've seen the positive aspects that drinking has made towards your life being improved in every way, shape, or form. It's like there's no reason to look back, and that's where I'm sitting right now. I'm really not even like, oh, I'm 100 days sober. I hope I can make it 100 more. I'm almost like drinking isn't even a thing for me anymore. I don't drink, and life has gotten so much better without drinking in every way. So I know a lot of people hit me up on Twitter about being sober. I know a lot of people always ask me questions about it. So I've been thinking about this for a long time. I want to form a place where people can get together and talk about issues with addiction. It doesn't have to be limited to alcohol. It can be any other addiction. I know there's every addiction out there. And even if you're having a hard time in life with depression, if you're having a hard time in life with your family, with work, anything, I know that everybody needs somebody to talk to, and not everybody has somebody to talk to. So I'm going to use Ruin Your Day as a platform for that. Every week on Wednesdays, I haven't decided a time yet, probably around 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. I'm going to have Ruin Your Day live for an hour. And basically what's going to be happening is the chat is going to be live, and that's going to be used as the floor for everybody to talk. I might be on a video feed answering questions to the chat. I might pull up some music that Ruin Your Day made to play. I might play some video in the background. It's going to be sort of a free-form vehicle type of feed. There's not going to be really a set thing that we're doing. The only thing that I want to go on is I want people to feel like it's a safe place to come into and talk and vent, talk to other people, maybe give advice. I'll be in there if anybody wants to ask any questions about being sober. I can give whatever advice I can for that. And yeah, essentially, I just think there needs to be a place like that. I think AA works really well for a lot of people because it's a community. It's a strong-knit community. You have a sponsor that holds you accountable for not drinking. You have other people that are going through the same thing as you. You realize there's a whole world out there of people that just don't drink. And that's rare these days, honestly. So I want there to be a place like that on Ruin Your Day doesn't have to be just limited to alcohol. It could be anything. You know, like my parents went through some heart problems this year, and that really devastated me. So, you know, I needed somebody to talk to about that. My ex-girlfriend's dog that I really love got cancer. My close friend just had cancer. So it's been tough for me as well this year, and I'm really thankful that I've had Ruin Your Day to talk to you guys about battle rap and forget about the troubles in my life, but I want to give back, and I want to create a platform where we can all come together and sort of be each other's shoulder to lean on every now and then. So just wanted to make this video to talk about me getting sober, my experience with it. Honestly, to wrap this up, being sober is like probably the best thing that's happened to me in a long time. Me breaking up with my ex-girlfriend that I love to this day has been the best thing that's ever happened to me too as well. It's really like jump-started me to make big improvements in my life that I'm really proud of. And yeah, I mean, I think anybody out there that's struggling with addiction, the first question you need to ask for yourself, if you're thinking that you might have a drug problem, alcohol problem, any sort of problem, is if I'm asking myself if I have a problem, I might have a problem. Do you want to take the next step to solving it? Do you want to get clean? Do you want to get sober? And all I can say is being sober is amazing. It's great. I would never trade it for anything. It works really well for me. Other people can drink responsibly. I'm not one of those people. I can't drink responsibly at all. So, yeah, guys, I just want to thank you all for helping me through my year of sobriety. You guys really made a huge difference in my life. I want to thank everybody out there that supported Ruin Your Day, all the patrons, all the people that did a watch episode, all the guests, all the people that tuned in for watch, everybody that bought merch, everybody that bought music. It means the world to me. So thank you guys. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Ruin an Hour, a safe place to talk about anxiety, depression, sobriety, addiction, balance, and life. My name is Kyle Gray. I'm the host of this show. We're live every Wednesday at 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Same place, same time. Today we have a very special guest coming by, Esso Finesse, and she's going to discuss toxic relationships with us. She's not here yet. She's going to be here in 20 minutes, so I figured we could go live and chit-chat amongst ourselves. So how is everybody doing today? What's cracking? I'm gonna actually open up a different window. Surfing oceans. But yeah, how is everybody doing? I'm doing pretty good. I just listened to a pretty cool podcast on how to surf emotions, and I was looking to see if I could find an article on it that I could read. Maybe I could like email this this link. We could just maybe I can just read it from here. Raphael. Okay, let's look this guy up. Raphael Kushner. Mac Whaley. Hey, Avo. I've been struggling the past few weeks getting a good night's rest. I fall asleep fine, but wake up 4 to 5 hours for no apparent reason. Do you go to sleep stressed? Is there something in your day that's like keeping you awake or like on your mind? Are you eating healthy, drinking enough water? What's like your routine before you go to sleep? Hell yeah, Adonis. I drink a lot. Let's see, Goat Boy is talking about alcoholism. I drink a lot, going to bars all the time, trying to get laid or parties and whatnot. I mean, like, I like drinking, but I've come to realize that I can have one beer and be done, so I don't think that was the problem. Interesting. Look into a sleep study. I found out I actually had health issues when I thought I had insomnia. Interesting. Some good advice, Patrick Walker. Mean. Great. Made a few breakthroughs in my life in the last week. I could finally sleep in peace. That's incredible, man. Good for you. That's super fucking dope. My routine before bed is a warm shower, warm milk with cinnamon, turmeric, and ginger, and then reading before bed. Well, goddamn. That sounds like you should fall right asleep. Holy shit. Yeah, maybe look into sleep issues. I do my best to put my phone down an hour or so before bed. That's great. That's amazing. That's highly suggestible. Yeah, man, I think, if you're doing that before bed too, that should put you right to sleep. I don't know, maybe look into, go to the doctor, maybe. If it's not stress related, maybe. So you're able to sleep for 4 to 5 hours, and then you just wake up. Is it like on the same time all the time? Pablo Picasso. I'm a recovering addict, been sober for a year, but my girl just broke up with me because I called her out on her drinking. She broke up with you because you called her out on her drinking? That was like her reason? Was that? Pablo? Thank you, Joshua. Adonis. I used to have heart palpitations trying to sleep. It led to alcoholism. I am now tackling, ironically, I had them from stress and dehydration. Damn. Well, Adonis, maybe that's some advice from Mac right there. Desi, why did you have a rough week? Arriving a little late. Hope all is well. Good. 21 weeks alcohol-free. Derek, congrats on that. Patrick Walker, I found out I had sleep apnea and didn't think I was physically capable of it. I had kind of a rarer case. Man, that's interesting. Sleep apnea is such a problem. I sleep with a white noise machine. Yeah, so do I, actually. A cap. The worst part about getting sober for me is that people around me talk so much crap because they think I'm weak for not drinking. Well, a cap, that honestly shouldn't bother you because that's a really silly thing to think somebody's weak for, because that's not true at all. You're not weak because you don't drink. 1 teaspoon of black seed oil in glass of water before bed. Interesting, Mr. Beasley. Goat boy, I've been trying to get her back and figure out myself and why I'm doing this. I thought about SA, but I don't know. I was truly happier with her in all aspects, and I'm always asked myself, why am I doing this? Goat boy, what did you type before this that I missed? I love my fiance a lot. I'm really happy with every aspect, but I couldn't stop talking to other women, and now I think I ruined my family. Oh man, okay, interesting. So you're a sex addict, is what you're saying. Yeah, man, I would definitely. I mean, I went to SAA, and it was okay. You know, I don't really align myself because I'm a sex addict too. I don't really like the AA programs. Didn't really resonate with me that much, but they did help point me on a path. But I think the best thing I did for getting sober from sex addiction is to go to therapy, 100%, because it teaches you how to have a very healthy perspective on sex, and yeah. For sure, I would go to therapy right away. Spent the day in the hospital because I haven't been able to walk since Saturday. Because I have a tiny bit of arthritis. God damn, Desi. That's why you can't walk? Does it just hurt? Alright, Ray, what was your question? Let's see, where is it? I don't see where your question is, Ray. Can you just type it again? Just stopping by, saying hi as I just came from the hospital because of my mom going through pneumonia as she's ill. Artur, I'm sorry to hear that, man. Positive energy towards your mom. That's really horrible to hear, dude. You're in my heart. Mac Whaley, I started Zoloft a couple weeks ago, so maybe that's got something to do with it. Hey, I think so. I think that probably is, honestly. That probably is definitely altering your sleep patterns. So you're taking it for depression, I'm assuming? No help on that. Go to work today and was told the campaign I'm working on is pulling out. We are outsourcing and they're trying to find me a new position, but it's tricky with having to be off by 5 p.m. Yes, the amount of pain I'm in and the arthritis is in my spine. Oh my god. Shit. I'm sorry to hear that, Desi. Oh, that's rough. That's really rough. Yeah, it's hard when like your health and work are both like being stressful and not in the best space. Yoavo, I had that convo with my ex-girlfriend, went totally left field. However, I stated that this was one of our issues in our relationship, so maybe it was better to end it and move forward. Thanks, Avo. Wow, Alberto, well, congrats for stepping up to the plate and having that conversation you've been thinking about. Apologies that it didn't end in a better way, but hey, it might be for the best. This might be for the best. Do you find yourself having to defend your soberness? Not at all. Honestly, never. I don't think never I've had to defend it. Because if anybody is questioning your soberness, that's like, I don't know. There's nothing really to defend. It's just a way I choose to live my life. Yeah, I mean, if anything, I think everybody that I tell it to, honestly, is a little bit like, oh, wow, I wish I could, like, people that drink a lot, like, you know, when I'm telling them that I've been sober for 2 years, they ask me how I feel. They're like, how do you feel? And I'm like, great. I feel a million times better than when I was drinking. I could see that they're like, oh, and something like clicks a little bit. Derek Zetto. Shout out to everyone here. My ex-girlfriend started dating somebody new last week. It hurt a lot at first, but I reached out to friends, went to the gym, and limited the amount of time I spent sad about it. Derek, congrats on that, man. Congrats on being proactive about not sitting in the sadness, because that's really important, is to move through the grief. Something that I'm kind of still struggling with. But it's not easy, man, when you find out your ex-girlfriend's dating somebody new, because like the feeling of them moving on is like a very big crushing blow. So I definitely understand where you're coming from. But yeah, Derek, actually, this might help you. So I'm gonna post this in the chat. This link. It's on emotional surfing meditations, and I just listened to this guy's podcast on emotional surfing. Let's see if he has like an overview that I can kind of just read. Let's see, work, library, emotional connection, overview. Oh yeah, here, let's see. I want to read this part because this was awesome. He was talking about the glitch in the brain. This is fucking super cool. Maybe I can just, yeah, let's just watch this. Shit, we're like not set up for this at all. Oh well. Yeah. Well, we can't watch it, but I'll basically talk about it then. This guy, Raphael Kushner, he kind of developed this thing called emotional surfing. It's really interesting. But he specifically, I kind of really liked this thing that he was talking about the brain. So, in this video, and I'll link this video right here. You guys can just watch this later. But in this video, as the video demonstrates, the reason it's hard to feel our emotions the way they need us to is because of the glitch in our brains that has developed through the course of evolution. One part of our brains, the limbic system, generates a challenging emotion for us to feel. Another part of our brain, called either the primitive or reptilian, considers that emotion is a life-threatening thing and blocks it at all costs. So he's talking about how the reptilian part of your brain is like the survival part, where it's like you need to eat, you need to sleep, you need to get water in order to survive. And the limbic system is kind of more of a thing that generates emotion and feelings. And then the neocortex, I think, is the next one, and that's more abstract, rational thought. And then also the limbic system also has memory attached to it. So basically, when the limbic system and the primitive part of our brain feel an emotion such as sadness or grief, the primitive part of the brain can't distinguish that from something like an outside threat, like somebody running towards you in a dark alley or something like that, like an immediate physical threat. It can't differentiate between an internal threat and an external threat. So it's really interesting, and it will literally try to block out the emotion, and then your brain essentially gets crosswired. It can also create great stress and even illness, and the problems don't end there. An unfelt feeling can't and doesn't go away. Instead, it lodges in our bodies as well as our unconscious. As a part of our unconscious, an unfelt feeling's mission becomes getting noticed. And it has a particularly diabolical way to do so, which is to act like a magnet, drawing into our lives the people and situations that will cause us to feel that very feeling that our primitive brain blocked in the first place. So if we are trying to block out the feeling of rejection, and we didn't want to get rejected as a child, and basically, since I was blocking that feeling out, because our primitive part of our brain feels that as a threat, and we're blocking it out because we don't want to feel uncomfortable, basically that feeling grows and grows and grows, and it acts as a magnet, and it actually attracts people into our life that will reject us. What this means, pay special attention here, is that the harmful patterns in our lives is unfelt emotion. That's kind of interesting. That the cause of harmful patterns in our life is unfelt emotion. Whether it's the same type of relationship happening over and over or a reoccurring trigger at work, unfelt emotions are at play. The longer these emotions remain unfelt, the more intense the backlash. Of particular note are depression and anxiety. In addition, it's actually impossible for the primitive brain to block all the old emotions from sleeping through, as well as the new ones that get magnetized to fend these emotions off. The primitive brain cells and reinforcements. Its most powerful allies are addictions and compulsions. If addictions and compulsions worked without the painful and debilitating side effects, we'd all be fine. So basically, we like use addiction and compulsions to, ward off uneasy feelings. That's why most people are addicts, because they don't want to feel uncomfortable and like, oh, this feels weird, so I'll just drink. Oh, this feels weird, so I'll just go out and sleep with somebody. Oh, this feels weird, so I'll just eat a whole fucking pizza by myself. All things that I've done. The good news is that all this can be reversed. The primitive brain can update, just like a computer, coming to see that challenging emotions aren't life-threatening. Therefore, when they come again, either via our existing backlog or new occurrences, the primitive brain doesn't shut the whole feeling process as long or as hard. We're able to heal, reharmonize, and live life to our full potential. So, I thought this was pretty fucking cool. Thought it was really dope. So yeah, look into this, guys. Listened to this guy like talk about like emotional surfing today, and it was fucking rad. Like super cool concepts. You might not agree with all of it, and that's totally fine, but it was pretty cool. All right, finesse is 10 minutes away, so we got 10 more minutes to kill. Let's see some more stuff in there. Emotional connection. Let's read another part of this. Sorry, this like the way this page is all messed up, so that's why I'm like having trouble reading it. Unless I pull it over here, but then it's gonna block the chat. Unless I do this. No. Okay. I guess it's just gonna be fucked up on my end. Alright. Why are emotions crucial? Emotions are essential in reaching the greatest possible understanding of who we are and what we want. The more attuned we grow to our emotions, the wiser and more discriminating we become. Interesting. Whenever we've grown stale, emotions reawaken us. Wherever we've grown stuck, they get us moving. With just the simple ability to notice and experience our feelings, daily existence becomes fascinating and vibrant. We shift from lethargic to motivated, from passive to energized. What does feeling an emotion entail? Step 1, to experience an emotion, place your attention directly on the sensation it produces on your body. So he talks about a lot like how we kind of attach emotions to feelings, such as like, oh man, I feel heartbroken, and like I can physically feel in my chest like a pain, or like in your stomach, Step 2, keep your attention on that sensation until it dissipates or changes. So that's interesting. So it's more so feeling an emotion, you pay attention to the sensation it produces on your body and let it pass through. That's all there is to it, really. There's these two simple steps, however, are often anything but easy. Even though they're simple, they're not easy. To perform them well, especially at the most difficult times, requires the following shifts in the quality of our attention. Shift 1, slow down. Feeling time is different than to-do list time. Emotions require us to sync up to their inner flow rather than press our own timetable upon them. When we do, they not only dissipate the quickest and easiest, but they also reveal great personal insight without any effort whatsoever. When we don't, and instead attempt to think our way through a problem too soon, our powers of analyst become completely unreliable. For that reason, it's helpful to heed the maximum feel first, think later. So, pretty fucking interesting. You guys should definitely check this out. Shift 2, get microscopic. At first, our internal sensations can seem distant and amorphous. But whenever we observe them up close in patient detail, they yield the greatest possible rewards. Emotions may be hot or cold, they may be heavy or light, They may move throughout your body in waves, swirls, or flashes. They may produce internal imagery or sound. They may pass in an instant or gradually over time. With practice, all these emotional aspects become easier to sense. The above two steps, along with the above two ships, make up 2x2 process for emotional connection. What is emotional surfing? Over time, I developed an easier way than the 2x2 process to describe how to feel. I call it surfing. To understand why, let's look at ocean surfing. Among the most challenging sports, ocean surfing involves a rare combination of two constantly moving elements. There's the surfer on the board and also the wave on which the surfer balances. Each millisecond during which surfer and wave proceed in unison, all is well. But at the first instant of disconnect, wipeout. When surfing your emotions, the wave is your constant shifting inner experience. The surfer is your attention, following the wave up close in matching motion. There's absolutely no attempt to control the wave or otherwise alter the experience. It's strictly, whither thou goest, I shall go. I don't have the coronavirus, Premium. In this, however,